Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Philo. It's me. I'm Amber Greenlee, and Robin's going to be a little late today. She was messaging me earlier, but she wasn't able to make it in time for the start, but that's okay. She'll jump in later. This is the second to last panel of where we left off. I'll show you where we left off in just a second. In fact, let me put that in the big window. And I also have cat cam going again. So yeah, sure, we left off. This is page 6 of Philo. And so group slinks off after going into the land of Philo. This is the page before. And so Godzilla, whips out the kaiju union rules, and when they no longer become a kaiju, when they bust out from being a kaiju, they piss off the kaiju and the kaiju leave, and then there's a mob that is mad because all their buildings were destroyed, and then they go, oh my god, what's that, and slink off. And then because the full moon comes out, it reveals that Otis is actually a vending machine. So he turns into a vending machine, and his mouth becomes an interdimensional portal that beckons the group. And so the stuff I was drawing with Kay, they enter the land of Philo. The group approaches the statue. Otis joins the group. Otis becomes a lotus. The Venus de Philo scoops up the Otis lotus. The Willendorfs do not accept Philo and Bluto. And then I have where we left off. And so I haven't finished building this page yet. That's why it's not online yet, but that's where we're at. And so the two become women after getting sumo smush, so they're women now. Otis transforms into the African goddess Daputan. Daputan and the Venus de Philo become friends, and then Philo leads Bluto and Philo to her O-shaped castle. So that's where we left off, is they are going to an O-shaped castle. And so because I was sharing panels with Kay, Kay had the last panel, so she drew the O shape, but that's why you see the second to last panel here. And so let me make my folders and my layers so I know what's going on. Yeah, we need to make a panel 1 layer, panel 1 folder. If you organize things, then things turn out better. And so always keep things organized. And so, yes, where we left off was Daputan and Venus de Philo became friends, and then Venus de Philo was taking them to her O-shaped castle. So we are going to turn this one off because we don't need that right now. We don't need that. And then we got to figure out what happens. So what happens next? I don't have anyone in chat right now, and I don't have Robin to talk to, so I'm just going to have to figure it out. So they're in an O-shaped castle. O-shaped. All right. So they tour the O-shaped estates. All right. So they tour the O-shaped estates. There we go. And we're going to go into our sketch. All right. What do you think? This just shows how prepared I am. Is my screen, my pen's pointing at the wrong screen. It needs to point at the screen. Okay. So yes, that's where I was. So if they're touring the O-shaped estates, see, we're gonna have now a Philo. I guess, Philo's a Philo now. We'll have them walking. Hi, Dale. How you doing? Where we left off is Philo leads Bluto and Philo to her O-shaped castle. And so right now it's just us. And so I said they tour the O-shaped estates to buy me time. So it's just us. Hi, Dale. Yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna have them like tourists walking through here and going, oh, look at that. Oh, that's very interesting. Yeah, so we're gonna do a female Bluto over here. Yes, if you were not here for the last show previously on Philo, I had a guest artist. I had Kate Kirsch, who's an old friend of mine from Minneapolis. And so we were trading back and forth the panels. And then Robin was helping us. And yeah, that's what we came up with, was O-shaped. And so yeah, so we're gonna have the Bluta, I guess, going, ooh. We'll give her a collar because they got turned into women. They got smashed by the Willendorfs. This was the previous kind of excerpt, and then so they go into the land of Philo through a vending machine portal, and there are these like Willendorf statues, women Willendorf statues that don't accept the group, and so when they smoosh them, you can see up here, when they smoosh them, the two become women after getting sumo smooshed, right up there. And so then Otis transforms into the African goddess Dapatan, and the Venus de Philo become friends. And then Philo leads Bluto and Philo to her O-shaped castle. And so again, that was something that Kay did the last panel, so she's the one who came up with it. And so what I think I'm gonna do is, if everything is O-shaped, then that's what I'm gonna do, like topiary and stuff in the gardens. I think that's gonna be like O-shaped. Everything's gonna be O-shaped, Yeah, you did miss a lot. Philo moves very quickly. It's a very interesting beast, and I enjoy it very much. Okay, so we're gonna do this is gonna be the outside. We'll have O-shaped windows. We'll have O-shaped windows. We'll have O-shaped doorways. O-shaped bushes, little O's. Yeah, we'll do all of that. I'll have like little O's on little posts and stuff like that. And then I don't think the dog turned into a female dog. I think the dog is still a male dog, because it presents very male to me, but I don't know. It depends on how the dog feels day to day, I suppose. So how are you doing, Dale? What's up in your neck of the woods? I think I lost Robin. The character swap genders and everything is O-shaped. No overt symbolism. No, and the women of Willendorf, the symbol of the matriarchal society that existed before the patriarchal society, turned them into women. And not only that, but it was a big giant Venus de Philo. So it was very feminine was a very feminine few episodes there. So let's do this. Let's draw in the background first. And so we'll do this. And I'm going to actually take time with this because it's just me drawing today. I don't have any other folk to talk to aside from chat. Hi, chat. Got the new Groot graphic novel collection of his last 4 in the Wild comics and a couple old cracked magazines. Nice. Yeah. Growing up, my parents and I would go down to Mexico. We'd go out down to a place called Cuatro Casas for our family vacations. That don't sound, it sounds like a lot fancier than it was, because it was literally just a trailer on the beach with no running water, no power, no electricity, no refrigerator or anything. We had a cooler where we had insulated like a cabinet to put the coolers into to keep them cooler. And we every time we went down there for vacation, we would grab a couple Mad and Crack magazines. And so there's this stack of Mad and Crack magazines from the 90s and the 2000s, couple going back to the 80s, down in Mexico. And then my dad eventually got rid of the property and sold it to another surfer that wanted the spot. And so, yeah, I think about that collection every now and then, going, oh, I should have grabbed him. I should have grabbed him. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to do this. All right, we're doing this very, very quickly because that is the nature of Philo, is to have kind of quick art. And yeah, we'll have some decoration. Maybe it's like a botanical thing. Yeah, like a vine or something. The surfer probably used magazine pages as rolling papers. Think of it this way, okay? That stack, which, weather beaten and some pages ripped out and everything that was, makes yours worth more. You should finish the strip tonight or tomorrow. Good for you. Yeah, it takes time. Once you finish that, then that's 2 down. And, at that point, you've made sequential pages. But yeah, I'm proud of you. It sometimes the first project is not the right project. And it seems that you found a good project for you. Let's see, okay. So we're going to draw in like topiary here. Okay. I know this looks kind of muddled right now, but trust me, I know what I'm doing. Because now that I have that, I can go into here and erase. That is the nature of layers. Oh, the nature of layers. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's like topiary, and then let's do some bushes. Yeah, and I'll do like donut shaped bushes because everything's O-shaped. 2 strips is better than no strips. Exactly. Kathleen, hello, homie. Your stream is cool and would love to be your friend and a fan. If you don't mind, kindly add me on Discord. Let's not do that because you don't seem like a person. So I'm gonna turn you off and you're banned. Bye. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. That was probably rude of me. I probably should have given the bot some time. But yeah, we're going to do this, and then we're going to have Philola, I guess, cuz Philo's now Philo's now a Phyla. And yeah, so we got here's the lady Bluto. I'll just do that. That's easier. Okay. And then we'll go to back panels. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. If Hajime Soryama taught me anything, it is that bots need love too. The Chuckster is back from England, Stan. Oh, good. Yeah, I had invited him to join us in chat and stuff a couple weeks ago, and he's like, that's gonna be the middle of the night for me. I can't do that. And it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. I'll just do like, oh no. Okay, these are like the worst hands I've ever drawn. Let's see, I'll do that. Doot. There we go. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then we need to put in just a hint of dog down here. We don't need to put in a whole dog. Just a hint of dog, just so we know that there is a dog there, okay? They tour the O-shaped estates. And let's see, I'm going to do, yeah, there we go. That one was a little lower. Ooh, wait. I got to fix this. There we go. Okay. They tour the O-shaped estates. Panel 2! Wait, I see life in Robin's corner. She's coming! Robin's gonna be here. I'm so happy. Yay! Let's see. Hands, just draw white puffy gloves. A hint of dog. A soup con of canine. Just a dash of dog. Just a dog dash, as it were. Yes, just a dash of dog. Robin is getting prepped, and then she's going to join us in like a minute or two. And so, let's see, where are we? We got to figure out what happens next. And so let's turn off this panel, and we turn on this layer, and we go here. This is our last layer. What happens next? So Dale, ball's in your court. Hi, girly. How you doing?
Hi, I'm good. I passed out.
That's okay.
Fell asleep. It's a long day today.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm ready for a link, and I'm like, I haven't even built the event yet. Hey, let me eat, and I'll be right back.
And then I went to sleep. Waiting.
Okay. A slight sprinkle of granulated pooch. Let's see. Let me think. Okay, so we only drew one panel. So to catch Robin up on
Please and thank you.
Done, no worries. They tour the O-shaped estate. And so in my opinion, everything needs to be O-shaped in the O-shaped estate. So while Dale is thinking of the next panel, I'll just add detail, I guess, to this panel. And then, what's up your neck of the woods? Did you buy any cool comics?
No. This week was crazy. It's been a lot of work. A lot of working.
Work is a good problem to have, though. You know, depending on the work, I suppose. St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, today I sold a ton of corned beef for that. A lot of corned beef.
Yes.
A lot of corned beef.
All right. So again, this was the first panel, and then what happens next for the second panel? So they're touring the O-shaped estate, and then Philo is giving them the tour, and Otis has joined them again. But Otis has turned into Dot Badan. So
no we got a lot symbolism.
Going on. Yeah, I know our overt girly symbolism. Yes. So, Dale, come on, give me an idea.
Well, what's this soup con of a dog about?
What's the
particle?
Oh, because in panel 1, just to kind of show you, I just kind of drew a hint of dog down here, and I was like, just a dash of dog, just
a dash of dog.
Yeah, just a touch of dog. Yes.
Smidgen.
Yes, a smidgen of dog is tour. Let's see. They find a non-O-shaped door. Ooh, I like that. So what shape should it be in?
It's not O. It's not rectangle. Heart-shaped?
Heart-shaped? A heart-shaped door? A non-O door never seen before. They find a non-O shaped door. Let's see. Let's go back into my sketches here. Did you have a nice nap?
I guess, yeah.
A triangle.
It's almost an hour, I guess, that I slept, because I remember my alarm went off to wake me up at 8:30.
Let's see. Yeah, and again, it was my fault. Because I didn't have the event ready.
No, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
No. It's just been a lot of work this week. I think I'm just exhausted.
Again, work's a good problem to have. There's worse works to have than chopping meat. You could be in, like, I don't know. I used to be an ice sculptor very briefly. And that was a sub-zero freezing environment that you're in all the time. So imagine working in the freezer at your work all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a fun part of the job. Okay.
It's a triangle-shaped door. The answer has been given.
Yes, it is a triangle-shaped door. Okay.
Last night I did watch Damsel, however.
What'd you think of it?
I liked it. I actually liked it a lot. It ended the way it should.
It ended the way it should?
Yes, the way I wanted it to.
Even though it's strong female characters and, we can save ourselves.
They do save themselves.
Yeah.
She's totally kick-ass in this movie. I kind of wish there was more movies about this character.
Well, there might be, if they make a franchise.
Well, she wants to travel, the character, so maybe she starts going around the world.
I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, it's just kind of interesting where the the dragons are fooled by like a couple drops of blood, and it's like, oh no, she must be royal now.
Yeah, it's true. That was pretty dumb.
Yeah, I mean, there's some reaches in the story. I thought it could be better written.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things I liked
I thought
about
it was just basic.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, to me, I was watching it and thinking, this is actually a kind of movie you should watch with a girl, like a kid. Ugh, sorry. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, like, it's not super sexy. It's not super violent. It's just a decent story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For a 12-year-old girl to watch, and
Yeah.
she's kick ass. Like, she's smart, and she's not. I don't know. There's a bunch of times too where you're like, oh my god, how is she ever going to escape?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you
Mm-hmm.
really start to feel hopeless, just like her. So I don't know. And I like her. She's a great little actress, that Millie Bobby Brown.
Oh no, Brown's a good actress. Like she acted the heck out of it. But it's the thing is you can tell a good actress because you're still entertained when the lines coming out of their mouth are bullshit.
Yeah,
Because I just thought it was badly written. I
yeah,
and like all the actors in this movie were doing their damnedest, but some of them were just there for the paycheck. I think.
yeah. Angela Bassett was an interesting choice.
Yeah.
That was a choice.
So Dale's been talking to us. He says you could be a Mac genius, talking about bad jobs. And then he says, is that the flick with what's her name?
Yes,
So,
that's the movie with what's her name. You're absolutely correct.
yes. What's her name indeed. So yeah, I realized that Bluto, as a woman, kind of looks like olive oil if she worked out.
Oh, interesting choice.
Yeah. Her problem is her success means she charges more with, which will impact roles offered to her. I don't know that not necessarily. Like Jonah Hill, he took the job with Scorsese for Wolf of Wall Street for $40,000 because he wanted to work with Scorsese. That was important to him, not the money. So, I mean, just because you've been successful doesn't mean money is necessarily your only driving force. But I don't know, I could be wrong. Maybe that is success is money.
Y'all.
Yeah, we'll do this.
Yesterday I tried a new Coke.
Yes?
It was called Raspberry Spice.
How was it?
It was weird. It was a weird flavor for a Coke.
For me, like, either put the cocaine back in or stop messing with the recipe. You know?
No way. There's certain Cokes that are awesome. Like vanilla Coke is really good. And I really, really like Pepsi with lime. So if they did that for Coke, I'd be into it.
Well, you can do that by going to any place that has one of those vending.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah, like at the movie theater and you choose. There's not a lot of places like that though. Wendy's has it now.
I have really cool trivia about that. Dale says, "Ooh, I forgot about Hill," and then he says, "Is it a Dune tie-in?" So I have trivia about that, and my brain just totally spazzed because it's reading from Dale and stuff like that. What were we talking about?
My sweater is a Dune tie-in.
Oh, is your sweater Dune tie-in? What is it?
But just looking how I'm like wearing my hood and stuff, it's like, oh, that's kind of Dune-ish.
Why, do you feel very Fremen today?
Yeah, it's very Fremen.
I feel very Fremen today.
No, tomorrow morning, my brother and I are rewatching number 1, and then we'll probably go see it in the theater in a couple of days.
Yeah, it did a lot better job this time around than the David Lynch version of explaining what is going on the screen. With the David Lynch version, it's like you had to have already read the book.
Yeah, that's true.
In this one, I feel like, it gives itself more breathing room by stretching out the story, but it's such a big story, you kind of need that. And Dale says he is duned out. But he's probably been familiar with the story since the 70s, and it's new to a lot of people now.
Yeah, that's true too. I just never got around to reading the book, and when I heard that Arcand was doing a movie, or no, sorry, not Arcand, but Villeneuve was doing a movie. Um, I sat down and I said, I better read this book. I've always wanted to, and it was amazing. Actually, it was so much fun to read such a seminal science fiction book for the first time.
Well, and the interesting thing is, it's like one of those things where if you're rooting for Paul Atreides, you're not paying attention. You know, like Paul
Supposed to be
Atreides.
rooting for the sandworms. Come on.
But Paul Atreides is like the worst person, and then when he realizes he's deep, he's like so deep that he's like can't get out of it. He just wanders off into the desert and becomes a prophet. And he's like, okay, family, you take care of it. And then Leto, like little Leto Jr., he melds with the sandworm, and it's like the sandworm, and then it opens and it's his face. And he does that so that he can see to the end of his plan, which is human beings being predictable.
You should read what Dale just wrote.
See, I met Frank Herbert as a kid. Oh, that's cool. At a book signing when the Lynch movie was secretly in production in Mexico. Very cool. Ooh.
Very, very, very cool.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people could say that.
I got to meet Alfred Bester's widow once. That's like I don't know if anyone knows who Alfred Bester is. I do.
I don't.
Alfred Bester was a science fiction author in the 1950s, and he was the editor of Galaxy magazine, and he used to write for DC Comics and stuff like that. And he wrote a book called The Demolished Man, which was so impressive that it was like on the New York Times bestsellers list. It was a sci-fi book that like everyone in the 50s was reading, right? And so all the sci-fi community was so pissed about it that they're like, there needs to be an award for books like this so that we could just give it to him and he'll just stop writing and shut up, right? And so they made the Hugo Award. And so he won the first Hugo Award for this book, and he's like, oh, great. And then he just went on to write like 12 more books. But that first one's really good. The second one, Stars My Destination, is my favorite. Yeah. But yeah, they find a non-O-shaped door. So what happens when they find the non-O-shaped door?
That's still very feminine. A triangle-shaped door.
That's okay. They are in the land of Philo. I think it's okay. Let's see, panel 3. And then panel 3. Oh, by the way, the cat joining us today is Columbo Cat. So,
Kevin J. Anderson. I think the only books by Kevin J. Anderson I've read were his Star Wars books.
I read the first and second Dune books, and I lost interest. The Dune series was carried on by Brian Herbert, his kid, and usually Kevin J. Anderson. Yeah, I read a bunch of his Star Wars books when I was a kid too. I admit I read I think the Jedi Academy was one of his. You know, the Jedi Academy.
He didn't do the sequels because that was Timothy Zahn, but I think he did the 3 after the first 3. Are the ones that I read.
Timothy Zahn did Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, those are like the first 3 that are the first 3 sequels.
Yeah,
and then the next 3 are Anderson's.
Yes, and those are the Jedi Academy, and then
okay, then those are the ones I've read.
There's also the Courtship of Princess Leia.
Oh, I did. I've got that book too. Yeah, I've read that.
There's the one where and I remember like the whole story with like Sal Solo and the usurper to the throne, and so it's like, oh, you're royalty. No, you're not. Let's see. Through the door into a room full of different shaped doors. The characters change physically slightly as they go through the door. So I would just say
Pluto's already evolved into an animal, so maybe the other 2, now it's their turn to evolve slightly into animals.
They just become women. We haven't even.
I know. Well, yeah, that's why I'm kind of like, why do they got to change again? Why slightly? And what exactly did it changes slightly?
I do like the idea if they enter a hall of doors.
But they're all differently shaped. Did you see?
Yes. Sorry about that. I'm just still fighting something.
Oh man, we all are.
Yeah. See. Oh, I swear I know which one's my pen. Okay.
You know,
So-
last week I fell asleep almost right after we finished the show and like did not wake up again until the next day, till like 6 in the morning, which was incredible.
Huh. Wow. Is that good?
I don't
Like-
usually sleep that long. Like
Does
rarely.
Does that mean that I'm an I don't know what to say, like a sedative?
No, I'm just really tired on Saturday nights.
Well, we could always change the day if there's a better day that works for you.
Oh.
If you have a regular day off.
I like having this to look forward to.
Okay. I just want to, I want to be simpatico with my co-host.
Thank you. I appreciate that. No, I haven't bought any comics lately, but I got to start getting to work on I've been asked by a friend to do a panel for the Hamilton Comic Art Festival in the summer. So I got to start working on putting that together.
Oh, that's cool. There's a city out here called Brighton that is having grants to paint up their electrical boxes, and so
nice.
I'm putting the grant together right now for that.
That's very cool.
We'll see if they like the designs. What I'm gonna do is I that doodle book that I have is I'm gonna pull some of the designs out of there because they're just so easy to do. It's just repeating patterns and stuff, and I'm just gonna submit those and just say, I'll do these in color. You know, and we'll see if they like what they see.
I like Dale's new suggestion.
What's Dale's new suggestion? Okay, they go through the door. Okay, Anderson worked at Livermore Labs with my girlfriend's mom. He lived next door. I miss his kitten Tycho. Or is it Tycho? Tycho? It's Tycho,
I would have said Tycho, but I don't know.
Each door gone through creates a slight change: weight, height, race, hairdo, etc.
See, I kind of like that because that's interesting to me because then, like, all three of them start to look the same. So, like, if they go through one door, they're all like fat midgets. They all go through another door, they're all like super long-haired green people. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the idea that they all change slightly. But now, I get it. I think that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I like that suggestion, but we'll have to get there. Okay, let me do this, and then
we're coming up with too many ideas for the artist. We gotta chillax.
Well, Kay had a personal emergency, and so she wasn't able to make it tonight. I invited her into chat, but I don't know if she made it into chat. And I already banned somebody tonight. Yeah, a bot.
What are you? There was a bot?
There was a bot. Yeah. It said, "Hello, homie. Your stream is cool and would love to be blah blah blah," and it's just banned.
Oh, again, just like last time.
Yeah.
We barely made any English sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, no, you're not a real person. I don't believe you're a real person. Sorry. Okay, we'll do this, and then again, I'm just having hint of dog in these panels. Like
a vague memory
dog.
of a dog.
Yeah, like just kind of a dog shape, right? So I'll say they enter the hall.
Hey,
doors.
what happened to Otis again?
Otis joined them but turned into Dot Bhutan. So
right, that's right. He turned into the goddess.
Yeah, and so I guess we can have the Dot Bhutan down here, and I'll give Dot a little butt.
That does not look like a butt. That looks like something else.
Well, no, it's gonna be a butt. It's gonna be a butt. Yeah. But
So at one of my jobs, I work in an old folks home, but did I tell you one of the residents turned 100?
oh wow, good for
Yeah,
them.
it's
Let's see. The
crazy.
dog changes breeds through each door. Okay.
That would be cool.
My great aunt Mary reached 100, and I'm gonna do the doors in different shapes, but for right now, just to kind of size them in, I'm just kind of doing this. Yeah, we'll do that.
Oh, neat. That's cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be something kind of like that, I guess.
I like that idea.
Okay, let's
I like that
draw
angle.
it in. Let's draw it in. Let's do it.
Carve it into life.
Oh yeah. See, Otis has turned into a vending machine and a kaiju and now an African goddess.
But also a portal to another world.
So a portal vending machine then.
Yeah, because it wasn't just a vending machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna give the new Philo
So
back here.
do your citizens get a letter from the president when they reach 100?
I think they do. There's I think there's some kind of thing. I don't know what it is. I think they get a pin.
Oh, because Eugenia got a letter from our prime minister.
Ah, very cool.
And she during World War II she was a Polish Jew.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent her to Siberia to chop wood when she was 16 during the war.
Oof.
Can you imagine?
Oof.
And she's still like aware, like she has bad hearing and that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like my Aunt Mary.
She was so funny. She kept asking me, how old am I? And I would be like, you're 100 years old. And one day.
Let's see, let's do this. And then we'll fill that in. Fill. Okay, and then we'll do that. So
91, yeah. I can't even conceive of living that long. It's insane to me.
People live long in my family. My grandmother lived to be 93. And gosh, my dad died of cancer. He died at 72.
Mm.
And so, yeah, we'll do this. And then I still have to put in the Otis shapes. The static. Let's see. Dale said 100. Whoa. My late uncle made 91. My mom's aunt was 99, and her family was arranging to get a letter from the president, but she didn't make 100. I'm convinced she died to skip the party.
Yeah, well, they get to a certain age and they just don't want to do it. Eugenia's kind of like, I'm so tired. And I'm like, yeah, at 100, I'd be pretty damn tired too.
Yeah. I mean, Will Eisner lived to be what I want to say 81, 91, and he died at his art table. There's a lot of artists that died at their art table. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of not the same, but Charles Schultz died the day after his last comic was published.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it's just like his work was done. Yeah,
when you start comparing yourself to your parents, and B, like just realizing how old you actually are, but your brain doesn't acknowledge it. Yeah. Like I was at work today and I work with all these teenagers, and I'm not like exaggerating. They're like 15 to 17 years of age. They're teenagers at the butcher shop. Yeah. And they think I'm like in my 30s. And I'm like,
well, how old are you?
Me? I'm going to be 49 this winter.
Aw, they think you're in your 30s.
And I'm like almost 50. So like they're just kids, and like I do not feel like I'm almost 50. And then you start comparing yourself to your parents, and it's like what they were doing at 50 and what was going on in their lives, and you're like, nowhere near that stage at all, even remotely.
Yeah. Let's see. We're gonna do that, and then I'm trying to figure out what other shapes I can do. I suppose
50
I
is
can
the new
do.
30. Woo! Yeah,
Yeah.
our
He says
generation does not want to age. Gen X.
my folks are in their late 80s. It freaks them out a little. I'm 58. It freaks me out sometimes. Country Dick Montana, the singer of the Beat Farmers, died on stage during a show.
So did Mark
Man.
Stanman, the lead singer to Morphe. Woo!
I mean, didn't die on stage, but Houdini performed his last performance with an exploded appendix and then died at the hospital.
Oh, Houdini.
Yeah, his appendix had exploded, and he did a show, and
That's hardcore.
And it's interesting because there was interviews with people, and people who'd never seen Houdini before were amazed by his performance. People who'd seen him perform before said they knew something was wrong because of the way he was performing. He was just quickly going through everything with no preamble. You know, he was just kind of okay, here's my chains. Okay, I'm out of the chains. You know. Yeah, and the buildup was a big part of his show. Like he became his own promoter. And I'm not saying that like he was one of the first to do that, but like probably in modern history to be one of the more modern personal, like I'm promoting myself people. You know, it's kind of cool. Okay, so I got a cloud shape, a star. I have a diamond, a heart. What else do I have?
I just have to use the facilities. I'll be right back, okay?
Okay, fine. We're getting a bat signal.
A bat signal?
Yes, we're getting a bat signal. Okay, we're getting a bat signal. And then a moon shape. Okay. Yeah, and they're gonna have a moon shape. A banana. A blown appendix then was a death sentence. Houdini was actually in some movies. Yeah, he made a couple of silents, I know. I don't think he ever made any I don't think he made any talkie movies. I think he died before that point. But I could be wrong. I'm not the biggest Houdini expert. And then yeah. So I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of artists that have died at their art table or painters that have died painting. The capital letter F with serifs. Yeah, I could do that. But it goes down. So here, there's your F. And then would you say a banana? No, I got the moon shape. I think that might be confusing. But I can do like a swirly here. Yeah, there's like a swirly shape. All right. And we'll give them doorknobs so that they kind of look like doors. Yeah, and we'll do this. All right. Oh. Okay, there we go. A skull, a hand, a foot. We have all these options. We could do this. Okay. So now that I have that, I have to add Otis's static. So we know which one's Otis. Yeah, let's see. There we go. All right. There we go. So Phil came up with the idea that each one of the doors changes them as they go through it, right?
Yeah.
But we have to think like story-wise. That's world building. We have to think story-wise. What happens when they enter the hall? Like which doors do they go down? You know, do they just like explore and play with it? And like they're running into different doors and stuff?
Like one of those cheesy 60s movies where they're all like Scooby-Doo, where they're running through each door, changing each time.
Sure, why not? Let's see, I gotta do my what happens next, my duplicate the layer, And then we go what happens next, and boop. What does happen? Oh, wait, see. They enter the hall of doors. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That is not in the right place. Okay. There we go. Now it's in the right place. So okay, what happens next? They enter the hall of doors. Each door leads back into the hall. Yes, cheesy Scooby-Doo action. So they explore the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thunk slam, ka-chung, ka-chung. Cheesy circus music. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, this is going to be on me to show that they change as you go through them and stuff. So
well, maybe one should go through one door and the other two are on the other side seeing it happen and the person change, and then they're like, you've changed, and then the other one goes through another door. That's the next panel, and then you see them changing. I don't
know. Let's see. They explore the doors. Wait. Got it. Inspiration. To discover. They change. They change.
They evolve.
Right? As they do.
Okay.
Let's see. I think I got some
feels like I have a mosquito bite. But
you might.
Too early for mosquitoes.
Global warming, my friend.
Oh, I know it. Trust me. We had a pretty non-existent winter up here in Canada.
Very scary for Canada to not have winter.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They separate and change so much they can't recognize each other. Let's see. They
I think it's a spider bite.
They do.
I think I got a spider bite.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't mind.
Okay. They explore the doors to discover they change as they do. So, I gotta figure out how to draw this now. Let me move that up so I don't lose my Y's. So, I think I can separate it into 3 panels. Okay, and then have like. Oh! I know. I'll do the inspiration. Let's see. I forget. I think it was a Steranko panel where someone was stepping through like multiple planes of existence, but what he did is he drew the panels in perspective, like the panel borders in perspective, right? Because
we like a good Steranko panel.
Steranko. I mean, he does magic tricks for kids. Like the guy is just unreal as a person. Did
I ever tell you that I'm engaged to him?
You're engaged to Steranko? Jim
Steranko, yeah.
Are you?
I met him before COVID. He came to Niagara Falls, and I don't usually get in line for anything, but I thought, this is history, dude. It's Jim Steranko. You should definitely get something signed from him. Mm-hmm. So I was the only girl in line, and I was wearing like a pretty comic dress and everything. As soon as he saw me, he was like all charm, like that totally oozing charm.
Like Jim Steranko.
He took my hand, he kissed the back of my hand like an old school courtier, and he said, "My gosh, you're beautiful. Will you marry me?" I was like, what the hell? He's like in his 80s, right?
Yeah.
So so we're engaged. We're engaged.
Oh, good. Let's see. We're gonna do a moon panel, and then we'll do like a Batman. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna have them like.
That's very cute.
Wait. You know what? More inspiration. Okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna blow up this because I don't think I need to do the 3 panels. I'll just do this, and I'll just have like all the different doors. like I said, I'm gonna borrow from Steranko here. And let's see, I have to check on Cinema Insomnia. Huey is an executive producer for the next episode, back soon. Okay, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna have them like going through and changing who they are fundamentally between the doors, right? Because it's a comic and you can do that. Like, yeah, let's see. I don't know. It looked better in my head. Right now, it just kind of looks like chaos. I'm sure.
Yeah, it does.
You have no idea what you're looking at, huh? Yeah, because I hardly have any idea what I'm looking at. So yeah.
Although I have to tell you, I was watching a preview of Black Adam, and I know I've seen that movie. Like, I know I have because I saw it with my friend, and I'm like watching the preview. I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
You know, they do that though. They'll have the character, or they'll have scenes in the trailers and stuff that they don't have in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's
like,
true. Yeah.
Like the first Spider-Man movie, Homecoming. In the trailer, they specifically have a scene of Spider-Man swinging around with Iron Man flying next to him. Never happens in the movie.
Yeah, I don't remember that in the movie.
Yeah, but if you go back and you watch the trailer, that scene's in the trailer.
Wow.
Yeah. And so, let's see, we're going to do this.
Sneaky.
Let's see. And then, I guess we could do, like you stepping through like this. You know? I guess. And then... Let's see. Okay, we're going to do that. And then we'll have like the original Bluto foot back here. You know.
Oh, you've made it really hard on yourself.
I told you I was doing something you can only do in comics. Let's see. And then what was another one? A star. Okay. Yeah, we're going to do this.
Oh, I feel like we've written ourselves into a corner.
I don't know. You know, at the same time, if we ever write ourselves into a corner, we can just always start a new story.
Yeah, that's true.
It's we're not married to this, but we should have some kind of conclusion, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, well, when you're drawing that, I'm going to think about it.
Here, I'll do that for foot.
So why do they have all these crazy doors on this planet? Is it to just like discombobulate the tourists so much that they just stay as women?
I was thinking that it's like another dimension where they've reached a higher plane of existence, and so they
again. Isn't that what happened just before they became a kaiju?
Well, but they reached that plane. They reached enlightenment on our plane of existence. This is a world where everybody reached enlightenment. Yeah,
it's a different world.
Yeah, and so we're gonna have
Denise Huxtable hiding in the corner.
Yeah, but we're gonna have the Philo here, like stretching out. We'll do this. We'll have the arm like this coming out, like normal, and then Dot Bhutan will be over here, like a 1920s cartoon. See, with the
oh my god, this is kind of dumb. Okay.
See, with the rubber tube arms and stuff. Yeah, we'll give him a little skirt. Okay, and then let's see, what's another door? I had a bat door.
Maybe this is what they do for fun on that planet. Like, it's just like cosplaying, only their version of it.
Let's see. If we have a bat door, then that means that the dog becomes Ace the bat dog.
Isn't he a bat hound?
Um.
I'm just arguing over semantics.
Oh, are you? Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ace
Yeah.
the bat.
And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have. Oops. I'll do that.
Did you did you get like into Batman Beyond at all?
Oh, I love Batman Beyond. I thought
Yeah.
the first season was amazing, and then you can tell that the producers like influence on the second season. And they're like, oh, now that this is successful, we have to ruin it.
Yeah.
You know?
The first season was probably pretty brilliant. And I was just thinking about how, like, I don't know, like, it was one of the first times where I'd watched a cartoon where it seemed so different, but still so familiar. And I was just thinking about how, yeah, when the dog showed up with Terry and then old man Batman, and
yeah,
it's a really good cartoon. It was really good at the time. There wasn't anything like it.
Ace was the name of the original bat dog in the Super Friends, like Pet Friends. You know how they had like
each yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, like Superman was Rabbit
and Crypto. Crypto the Wonder Dog.
Yeah, Crypto the Wonder Dog as well.
And I didn't know until the Super Pet movie came out a couple of years ago that Wonder Woman's was a pig.
Yeah. Yeah, Super Pets, that's right. Okay, we'll do this. We'll have like power, I guess, kind of going off of it. And then
or maybe this is an elaborate costume facilitator for a ball that they're going to go to after this happens.
Well, they're being treated so, like, they're being shown the land of Philo. Now that they're women, they're accepted. And so I don't know, like, I'm not sure exactly.
I think they're getting ready for a dance. That's my writing, my 2 cents. They're all getting ready for a dance.
A dance?
The giant ball. A giant Philo ball.
A Philo ball?
Yes.
Enchantment under the Philo? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll have, like, the bat door.
See, the other thing I sold a lot of today besides corned beef was a lot of sausages. So many sausages.
Did you have to like do the machine where you're packing them and then?
Oh no, I'm not making them. No, thank God. I just sell them. We sell, I think it's 5 different kinds. There's the honey garlic, which I actually like because it's got a lean meat, so it's not so fatty. There's the mild. There's the hot. There's the breezy, which is like a turkey. No, it's a pork, but it's got like herbs and tomatoes. I don't like it very much. And there's the turkey Asiago with spinach. I haven't tried that one yet. I've got to try it.
Okay.
Today I bought the pork chop stuffed with sage stuffing, and I'm going to cook it tomorrow. See if I like it.
Let's see.
It's research. It's all research. I get to eat from my research.
And accepted into the land of Philo.
How's Cinema Insomnia, Dale?
I think he's still over there.
No, he's not. He came back.
Oh, did he? Said,
you are going across
Scott McCloud's visual pyramid from realistic to abstract. We are. That's true. Yeah. Visually, I guess I did that too.
Visual pyramid.
Let's see. Now they are women and accepted into the land of Philo. Let's see, what else should I say? And let's see. I can make it longer. Accepted into the land of Philo. for their
I am here is the
annual
Grapes of Wrath song.
ball.
The Grapes of Wrath being a Vancouver band from the 90s that you guys probably have never heard of. Because they're Canadian.
I don't count out Canadian bands. I mean, Rush is very big down here.
Yeah, Rush would have never happened if it wasn't for the States.
Yeah.
I think it was because they were so close to like Detroit or Cleveland started playing one of their songs a lot, and that's what brought them to fame. Not Canada.
But still.
Yeah, I'm always interested in what kind of bands penetrate you guys' subconscious. I mean, obviously we know you guys love Nickelback. You can keep them.
Not all of us.
And you've taken our Bieber, and that's fine. Keep them.
I'm trying to remember who did the last
Saskatchewan pirate. Who did what?
The last Saskatchewan pirate, about going up the river Saskatchewan and taking like bales of hay and stuff like that because you're a pirate.
Never heard of that.
Oh gosh. Now I gotta find it for you. Let's see.
There. Oh, it's the first thing that comes up. Who sings it? Oh, it's the Arrogant Worms. Oh my God, what a throwback! Those guys haven't been around forever. That's so 90s.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
No, they are funny. That's the whole point of the Arrogant Worms.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the Arrogant Worms, I believe, he was in a season of Last Comic Standing, your guys' reality TV show for stand-up comics. His name's Sean McCullen.
Oh, okay. Well, good for him. I hope he did
Pretty sure he's an Arrogant Worm. Let me check.
So, okay, now that they are women and accepted into the land of Philo for their annual ball. So I guess...
I like that idea very much.
Okay, so now they're accepted into the land of Philo for their annual ball. So, I guess I will draw in the castle, the O castle. Right? We're gonna go here. We're gonna have our door. We're gonna have our other doors. Okay. And then we'll have our windows. Okay, we'll have our windows. We'll do that. And then, this is like the worst.
Oh, sorry, I was wrong. John Cullen is in a different Canadian band that did farcical songs called Corky and the Juice Pigs.
Well, still good for him. I hope he goes far. Let's see, we'll do this. And then, okay. That's this is like the worst perspective. We're going to pretend that this is good perspective. We're going to do this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw. Like, this is probably going to take me a while because it's going to be a crowd scene.
Okay.
Of like everybody going to the ball and then Bat Dog. Yeah. Just for a second, I just got to see. I just have to look at the last panel to see if it's readable. Does that work? Like, can you tell what's going on?
There's a lot of white space, which does make it difficult to see what's happening.
Okay, so...
Maybe, you see how you put an outline around the heart there? Maybe do that outline in black?
Yeah. Let's see.
And same with the star, you've kind of sort of filled it in a bit, maybe make it a bit darker. And that way it's easier to ascertain that they're kind of like portals because they stand out.
Yeah.
But that's all I can same with the bat symbol. That's all I can think of. The rest of it looks good. I love the dog. The dog was awesome.
Well, bat dogs are easy because you don't have to draw shapes under the cape. You just have to draw a cape
float
shape.
Around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because, you can tell which bat artists draw a body under the cape and which ones don't. Because sometimes the cape is like these weird distorted shapes, and you're like, "What's he doing? Like a yoga pose under there?"
He could be. He could be absolutely naked. We have no idea.
Okay, so
No idea.
let me do the bat shape so we can kind of tell it's a bat shape, and I'm
Yeah.
not filling it in all the way.
Other than that, that's my only thing.
Another thing that I can do too.
There's also the other part of the star you should fill in.
Yes, that's true. Okay, I'll do that first. Yeah, this part. Okay, there we go. And then, where was I? What was I? Let's see. Okay. Come on, inkies. I gotta wait for my brushes to load up. Bat yoga. Yes, the character should hold hands. Sarah McLachlan was very popular in the USA. Her album "Fumbling Towards Ecstasy" and "The Singular Possession" was huge. Holy downward dog, man.
Possession was a pretty interesting song because it was actually about her stalker. She had a stalker. I liked that "Fumbling Towards Ecstasy" album. I was a teenager when that came out, and I killed it. She has a song, one of her very first singles that were huge in Canada, but I don't think it came out in the States. Is called "Surfacing," I believe, or "Drowning." I gotta look it up again. I always forget it. It's one of my favorite songs too.
Let's see. Okay, we'll do that.
Anyways, and I was watching that Canadian TV series Due South. Do you know that one?
No.
It was like this TV series where a Mountie was, he went down to, I think it was Cleveland, and he was like helping solve crime and stuff, but he was like a Dudley Do-Right Mountie dude, and the guys in the States, the detectives in the States were always like befuddled by him because he was so good and honorable and handsome. And anyways, at one point they were doing a car chase scene, and they played my favorite Sarah McLachlan song that I'm talking about right now, which is really odd.
There's the Murdoch Mysteries. That's a Canadian show I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, talking about like solving crimes and stuff like that. And, most people down here, I think, like Trailer Park Boys. I've actually never seen an episode.
I actually just started watching it last week because it's called Steaming. The song is called Steaming. Dale, Google Steaming by Sarah McLachlan. Oh, so you knew that album if you bought her earlier one.
The albums. I bought her earlier albums. The guy in Due South made an insanely good movie, Man with Brooms. It is one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, that's the one with Molly Parker in it. She's great. I love her. And yeah, that is a good movie. It's got Leslie Nielsen in it too. And which is funny because Leslie Nielsen was in Due South as well as a Mountie.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen, man. It's funny because he started out as a serious actor, right?
Yeah.
But he played all of the comedy roles the same way he played serious roles. And so, he played them at serious parts. This is what this guy believes, right? And so there's an SNL monologue when he hosted SNL where he's talking about how people just think he's joking all the time now when he just talks, and he's just talking. That's all he does is he's just using his voice and talking, and the audience is going crazy. And he goes, "See?
I'm not doing a thing, and you're all laughing your ass off."
Yeah, he had amazing comedic timing. He really did. And Spy Hard. Bit of trivia. You remember who played the villain in Spy Hard?
No.
I'll give you a hint. He only played a villain in one other movie, which was his first movie. Mostly a television actor.
Yeah, tell me. I'm not going to be able to guess.
Was Andy Griffith.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that ever in a million years.
Yeah,
and he played the villain in Spy Hard?
Yeah, he plays the villain. And then Andy Griffith played a villain in a movie called A Face in the Crowd, which I want to say way back in the 60s it came out, where he's a very Trump-like figure. And he starts out as just kind of a good old boy in a prison, and a radio host interviews him. And so people just relate to this guy, right? And then it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds and it builds. It's a good movie. I highly recommend it. I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
Yeah. So we're gonna do this, and then we still have Philo too. So I'm gonna have Philo like here in the back, like leaning over, because she's very large. Yeah, she's gonna be leaning over like this and looking down with her little Buddha look. Okay, and then we'll have the bat dog here. Okay, and then Daputan, I think, will be over here. I know it doesn't look like much, but in my brain, like it makes sense. Let's see. Leslie was Canadian. He was the captain in Forbidden Planet. Yes, he was. That's true. He was the alpha version of Captain Kirk. A Face in the Crowd is a must watch. See, even Dale agrees.
I like the song by Tom Petty.
A Face in the Crowd?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite Tom Petty songs.
Well, now you know what he's like, where he pulled that.
Maybe he got it from there. Maybe he's just thinking about a face in the crowd.
I don't know. Could be. But yeah, Tom Petty's not Canadian, is he?
God, no, not at all. Very American. Very American.
Neil Young, Canadian.
Very Canadian. Very Canadian. Yeah.
Yeah, Neil Young, Canadian. And do you know that Neil Young almost single-handedly saved a toy train company? I think it's Lionel Trains. He was huge into trains.
Well, I knew that. Like, I knew he's into trains, but I didn't know he saved a company.
Yeah,
he used to take a whole train setup with him when he went on tour, because I remember seeing he set it up one time, and they interviewed him at Much Music, which is like Canada's MTV. Yeah. And he had the whole thing set up in the studio. It was amazing.
Yeah, but what he did is he bought all the shares that were available on the market to, like, become the majority owner so that he could save the company with his own money and stuff like that. They were going to go out of business, and he basically, for lack of a better term, he did a hostile takeover to save the company. Usually people do hostile takeovers to liquidate a company and get rid of it and stuff, but he's like, no, don't do that. I love the trains.
It says that he only owns about 20% of the company, though.
Now he does. But originally he bought like 80%, and then he eventually sold them off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But his involvement saved the company. And I think that's kind of neat.
Yeah, my dad's huge into trains too. He's got a whole setup in the basement. He stole all his stuff.
Leonard Cohen.
What about Leonard Cohen?
Another Canadian musician.
True. Accurate.
Yeah.
Leonard Cohen. Leonard Cohen, like this comic book about Leonard Cohen by a French-Canadian artist I have in my hands here.
Yeah. There you go. Is it in French or English?
It's an English comic, but it's done by Philippe Girard, which is French-Canadian. Apparently Neil Young stole all his trains for like $300,000. He auctioned them off. Wow. Yeah, my dad's got the huge setup in the basement. And my mom's cousin's husband's been helping my dad with it, so my dad is calling the mountain range that they've been working on after my cousin's husband. He's calling it Cooling Ridge.
Dale says a lot of cheap 90s sci-fi horror anthology shows were Canadian, like the 90s Outer Limits remake. I remember that one. I love the series Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. Lately, I watched Letterkenny and Shoresy. He says, yeah, we lived near Palo Alto in the early 2000s. He drove a biodiesel Hummer that smelled of French fries. He would come into the Apple store stoned as fuck, stinking of weed. His daughter would act as his minder.
That's funny. My cousin, she works for the Air Canada Center in Toronto, and one time, like her job is to like facilitate the artists. Like one time she was telling me that when Mariah Carey came to play, she insisted on having like 1920s white Art Deco furniture only in her dressing room. So my cousin had to go all over Toronto scouring for that. And I guess at one
Really?
point, yeah. And so one time she was backstage and she was just doing her job, and she sees this really scruffy guy wandering around. She calls security, and she's about to get security to throw him out because it's like, who is this dude and what is he doing wandering around? And then she realizes it was Neil Young.
Yeah.
She almost kicked Neil Young out of the Air Canada Center.
Yeah, you don't want to be the person that kicks Neil Young out of the Canadian, like, yeah.
Where he's playing.
Yeah, was like invited as a guest. There's a story where there was a rapper that was, I don't even remember who the rapper was, but was having a release party for his album or his single being out in LA. And Paul McCartney showed up at the door to show up and support another musician and stuff.
Yeah.
And he was denied at the door because the bouncers didn't know who Paul McCartney was.
Well, that's got to be a humbling experience for him. For sure, Paul.
Well, Paul McCartney, the thing was, is like, he's like, no, I'm invited. Like, I'm supposed to be here and stuff like that.
I'm on the list.
And he did such a class act about it that he said, well, I'm dressed up. Let's go out to a nice dinner with my wife. And, we'll do that instead. And while he's at dinner, he gets called by the rappers saying like, dude, why aren't you here? And it's like, because I was denied at the door. There was paparazzi that caught it and stuff. And
wow.
Yeah. And so he got apologized to by the rapper. And I'm so sorry. I should have let him know that you were coming and everything like that. But still, it's like, ugh. Like there's
bad luck. Bad luck for the bouncers. Someone got fired.
There's another story of Mick Jagger, something very similar to that happening, where he like buys a beer and like no one recognizes him at a bar. It's like, but it's lead singer of the Stones. Like, yeah, they're aging out. Dale says Neil Young would come in and the young kids working there would not know who he was. A manager asked me who Neil Young was. I asked the manager, ever hear of the Beatles? You may know him better as Ringo, so remember to address him as Ringo or Mr. Starr. I stopped the manager and explained I was joking before he could embarrass himself.
Well, let's see. My favorite thing about Neil Young is Buffalo Springfield. I love Buffalo Springfield, and I think that's one of Neil Young's best incarnations. I was one of two people in the movie theater watching the Neil Young Crazy Horse movie filmed on Super 8 when it came out in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And the other story that I really love to hear, I heard that is when Neil Young was a teenager in Winnipeg, he used to drive a hearse. And at one point, I think he drove it through the school, like literally through the school.
Yeah.
For shits and giggles. Before he moved to U.S.
My dad was a huge Neil Young fan, so I grew up listening to his music, and my dad could play several songs on the guitar. I can play "Rockin' in the Free World," and
that's a good one.
And I can play "Helpless," but
that's
I can't play.
Too,
yeah, I can't play very many songs of his.
My mom loved Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, so that was probably my first exposure to Neil. But I personally love Buffalo Springfield.
Well,
I think
Crosby, Stills,
they were
and
really innovative.
Nash did not love Young. That's what I think.
I don't know if they kicked him out. I got the impression he left because he was fed up with all their drug use.
There's multiple stories. Ian has a bunch of books on like rock and roll stories.
Yeah.
And so there's some stories in there about like them going back, and it wasn't just the drug use. They didn't like him because he was a control freak. He was
okay.
Like, yeah, he's like, no, you should play it this way, right? And they're musicians too. They're like, music, when you play in a group is a melding of the group's talents together, right? And it should include a little bit of everybody. I mean, even though the Beatles was mostly Paul and mostly John together, you still had songs like My Guitar Gently Weeps, that's definitely a George Harrison song, and you had songs like Yellow Submarine, which is just definitely a Ringo Starr song. And so, you know, like they still played, right? But Neil thought he was like, it was his band, and he was and young. He was the last billing. I should bring back some of the women of Willendorf's.
Yes, that's a good idea. Full circle.
Yeah. So I'll bring back some of the women of Willendorf's. And then we got about 5 minutes, so I think this is going to be the last panel.
I like how you have the Earth Mother crouching over them all like that.
Yeah. Well, in the background, I'm still going to have them in the Castle of O. You know, the O Castle, I guess. O Castle.
Castle, O Castle.
O Castle, O Castle. O Castle, my castle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Dale says, I pissed off Tracy Chapman by not recognizing her. Yeah. Do you know who Maynard is?
Maynard James Keenan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I met him once at a San Diego comic book convention.
Wow.
And I had
That's
no
an
idea.
Incongruous place to meet him.
I had no idea who he was.
Mm-hmm.
He and the artist were at a booth selling Tool art, you know, and they had like a little screen playing.
Yeah, isn't that guy's name? It's like Alex Gray, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought it was cool art, and so I'm
it is very cool
and stuff. And you know, and I'm saying, oh, my brother is a huge fan of Tool. You know, he'd love to see you guys here and stuff like that. He's like, well, this is Maynard. And I'm like, oh, well, it's nice to meet you, you know, because I had no idea who I was talking to. I wasn't a Tool fan then. And he signed a poster. They both signed a poster for me, the one with the eye and the two pupils. Yeah. And I gave it to my brother, and my brother was mad that there was some wrinkles in it because I threw it in my bag with everything else when when I came back from San Diego Comic-Con. And I'm like, you know, here you go. And he's like, oh, you got wrinkles in it. And it's like,
I'll just take that back then.
Signed poster by like the lead singer Tool. Like, shut up.
When I went to San Diego, I rejected an offer of art from Bill Sienkiewicz, and I got a poster by.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I was dumb.
Why?
So I went to go meet him, and this was like in 2000. So people weren't really giving a shit about Bill at this point. He hadn't put anything out in years, and was like maybe inking a thing here or there. Like it was really sporadic, his comic work, hardly anything at all.
Well,
but like
there's
his output
for that, you know.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was like alcoholism or anything like that, but I know he had a really bad divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And like I know that was like a big part of it.
Fine. I mean, like
divorce. And then he
comic artists they go through phases where they do stuff and then they don't, or you know. And at the time, I think he was also doing illustrations for magazines, so he just wasn't really in comics, right?
But that's just it. Is he was doing the illustrations for magazines to try and put food in his mouth because he wasn't getting the comic work, and so he was just doing like graphic design work at that point and like kind of whatever he could get. Like he was designing like pamphlets and stuff, and then he got back into comics, and now he's Bill Sienkiewicz, and everyone loves him again. And I love his art. I've always loved his art. I've always loved how different it is, you know. Scotty boy! Hello, Scotty boy. How are you doing? Yeah, but I've always loved his art, and he's always been cool with me online. You know, it's weird. It's like Facebook and stuff. Like, you know, you're like, oh sure, I'll send a friend request to Mike Mignola, and then they like accept it, and suddenly you're friends with Mike Mignola on Facebook, but you're not really friends. You know, because Mike uses it as promotion and, you know, to get the word out there about projects that he's doing and working on and stuff. But like Bill Sienkiewicz, like you can send him a message and he'll respond back to you. And he'll be like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, he's just such a down to earth guy. Core, this is my kind of party of Link.
That's a different
Hi,
person.
man.
That's
We might
two
have been
different
raided.
people.
Yeah, we might have been raided. I don't have my page open to tell if we've been raided or not. I do that. I should have my stream manager open. Yes, I got it. Okay, fine. There we are.
How do you know if we've been raided?
Because it will say that you're being raided right now. I used to have stream avatars set up, and I'll see if I can get it set up with this. I don't know if I can or not. But with my OTB, that's set up, and so whenever I get raided, there'd be like.
Well, somebody just said we are.
Yes, we did get raided.
What does that mean?
Elijah. Okay, in Twitch world, when you raid someone, you take your viewers and you go over into somebody else's channel.
Wow.
And you say, like, we're raiding you guys, and so it's yes, we're being
Is it really a ninja raid if you're telling everyone you're doing it?
No, it's a ninja raid because I didn't know that we were being raided, and so yes, I usually have an alert for that, but yes, we are being raided right now.
So I guess we should stay on instead of disappearing like we usually do at this time?
Yeah, I guess we could stay on, What I should do is I should set it up to raid other channels when we get off, but that only works with Twitch. And so with Restream, it's going out to everybody. And so Poggers raid. Okay, so
what's the Pogger raid?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Raid.
Yeah, I think we're being raided. Yes, Plopper raid. Okay.
Well, for the people that are rating us, in case you're wondering what this show is about, all we do is we take ideas and then we incorporate them into our art.
Yes, and it's a comic that you guys write, and I draw. And sometimes I'll have extra help drawing, like last week and the week before I did. But today it was just me. Ninja's ending stream in a second. Oh no, big gap teeth raid. You've got about 23K incoming. Oh, 23K. Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah. Like Ninja? Like Minecraft Ninja?
I can't. There's not enough room. My gap's too small. I would totally do it if I could.
Wait. Are you talking about like Minecraft Ninja?
Nope, can't do it.
Oh my gosh! Why would he pick me? Why would he pick me? There's no... Okay, so in the world of streaming, there is a very popular streamer by the name of Ninja who got popular streaming Minecraft. And if he's coming in now, that means that we're going to get hit with a lot of people. And so he says,
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, exactly. But
that's funny though. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's there's a couple of video game streamers that I watch, but Ninja, I missed his high point in his streaming, and he's still going on now, but there was like some controversy or something.
So does he like play Minecraft and then people watch it?
Yeah, but the controversy was that I think it was him that went for a bunch of like speed runs and stuff, but he was using scripts to make it easier for him to find things like diamonds and stuff like that, like in the game. And so people actually did the math, and they're like, there's no way that he would have the luck to do this unless he actually altered the code. And so oh my gosh, he's still live. Hold up. Let's see. Okay, so we got this. I got to add the dot baton gray, and we'll do that.
Did you see we have a chat cam?
Minecraft August raid. Wow, lots of bots.
No, apparently they're going to bring 23,000 people to our show there, Dale.
We'll see.
Be prepared. Be prepared.
We'll see. Let's see. Paul Grade. Wayne Potts. No, I think I've seen Scotty Boy before on this channel. I've seen Scotty Boy before. I've seen that name. So, let's see. Twust.
What?
Okay, so let's see.
I started reading this comic.
Let's review what we did.
Do you see I started reading this comic?
Blood
of a Virgin.
Oh, Blood Virgin. Okay.
Blood of the Virgin. Blood of the Virgin. It's Sammy Harcum. You know Sammy Harcum?
Not offhand. You know more about independent artists than I do. Yeah, I knew that motherfucking Scott B in here. Wow, I missed a whole panel. Yeah. Okay. So the first panel is they tour the O-shaped estates, and then they find a non-O-shaped door. And,
so angular and all those curves.
Yeah, they enter a hall of doors, and then oops, I just realized that like all of my black went over the words, so I can't read it.
That looks cool. I didn't see all that shading you did with that. That looks good.
Let's see. Give me a second. I gotta delete it. There we go. Okay. Yes. And so I added the shading. They explored the door to discover they change as they do. And so they're going into all these different forms. And then now they are women and accepted into the land of Philo for their annual ball. And so this is the annual ball. And yeah, I think that's a good place to end it. As much as I love Dream, let me put you in the big panel so I can see it.
Apparently this comic is about the 70s porno scene in Los Angeles. And it's nice. Sammy Harcum's life's work.
Wait, there's a version 3 upgrade of Clip Studio Paint? Dale? Because version 2 was subscription. Is version 3 also subscription? And the artwork was beautiful, by the way, Robin. I didn't mean to be distracted.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. Dale and I will talk off frame about that. And then thank you so much for the Raiders for coming in today. Thank you, Robin, for co-hosting with me. And
sorry, I was late.
No worries. So late. Columbo Cat that you kind of see up there for being my Columbo Cat.
He's pretty still this time.
Yeah, he is. Wait, subscription-ish? Okay, Dale and I will talk off panel. So I'll take Columbo Cat off. Bye. And what I'll do is put up our end credits. Yay, there we are, our end credits. Bye. So long. See you guys.